The Powers of Grayskull series will cover every episode of all 4 Masters of the Universe cartoons. Join Optimus Solo and myself, TF2 and Mike, as we tell tales of Eternia, discover the myths of Etheria, become masters in space, and finally Masters of Grayskull. We'll have a commentary on the Secret of the Sword film, and a few other special episodes. You can find this 125-episode-long podcast in iTunes and on the web at geekcastradio.com. By the power and honor of Grayskull, we all have the power.
Yeah, I hope I didn't miss anything exciting.
Hi, this is Christy Marks, creator of Gem and the Holograms, and you're listening to a truly outrageous podcast with Mike, Amy, and Nicole. It's showtime, Synergy.
Synergy. Who cares about Gem and the Jerks?
Hello and welcome to Showtime Synergy, the Gem review podcast here on the Geekcast Radio Network. I am Em, and joining me are my hologram girls, Amy, hello.
Hello!
And Nicole, hello.
Aloha.
In this episode, we'll be giving our thoughts on the next 3 episodes of Gem and the Holograms Season 1. What do we think of the series so far?
Everything.
Just so far to this point.
Well, when I was a kid, I kept watching. No, I think it's fun. There's definitely moments that's just kind of now that I'm an adult and I look at it and I kind of see my little criticism eyes and go, oh geez. But it's so 80s. It's kind of hard to not appreciate it still.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so far, the writing on this show is so damn good. I mean, we are nearly, with this episode, we'll be 15 episodes into the first 26 of the series. And it's just so good.
Yeah.
It really, really is. It's so refreshing to actually watch a really well-written 80s cartoon. Because there are others that are really well written, but there are also many more that are just phoned into the nines.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is the fact that it's so girl focused. I know there's other shows that at that time that weren't a lot. There weren't a lot, but the fact that it was just so girl focused too, because they didn't. I mean, Barbie's always been a hit wherever you've been, but like she didn't have a show until a long time, until recently. And this is a show that was before that time, that was running that, and I really liked the fact that it's so girl focused and music driven, and it just it's got its own unique voice. I mean, the only other thing I can think of right offhand is She-Ra, which was also very girl-driven, but it was fantasy, and they didn't have music. I mean, they had music, but they didn't, that wasn't their focus. So it was just kind of to see, they're doing such a good job, so, yeah.
Technically, She-Ra was She-Ra kind of took the men of the series and turned them into girls. It's like all the males on that show had a sex change operation, seriously. Because all the men are damsels in distress. But anyway, Nicole, what are your overall thoughts so far to this point in the series?
I'm enjoying it just like I did when I was 7 years old. I'm having fun. Yeah, I noticed, like Amy, I noticed a lot of other things. Mm-hmm. Like whole Rio thing. He's ticking me off even worse than back in the day. Okay.
But I just didn't see it back in the day because I wasn't, into boys at the time. So I was like, oh,
exactly.
He's so
That's
cute.
The thing.
Yeah, he was just more like
he's got
window
pretty
dressing.
Purple hair, You know, you just wanted to be one of the rock stars, and so. But no, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, there's a few things that I pick up and down, and I'm like, really, really, this is for a kids show. You know? But hey, you know what? I guess you got to throw something in there for the moms. They're probably watching it with their friends.
The moms.
Yeah. So yeah, I really, I think it's very well written too. So it's got some good storylines. It's got some, you know, usually the story and a lot happens in the episodes. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they do
quick,
pack
but
they pack them really. Pack them.
Yeah, and it totally keeps your attention going. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. All right, we are going to get to the first episode of the day after this. All right, first up is the Rock Fashion Book. The air date was September 27th, 1986. Gem and the Holograms are approached by Robert Arlington, a high-profile publisher who offers them an opportunity to appear in a rock music-themed fashion book. The Misfits learn of this and try to upstage the Holograms book by creating their own. When their initial attempts fail, they attempt to ruin the book outright, but with no success, eventually Pizzazz persuades her father to buy the rights to the book, putting the Misfits in charge of the project. The featured songs are Come On In, Come On In, The Water's Fine by Gem and the Holograms, We're Often Running by the Misfits, and We Can Change It by Gem and the Holograms.
I just love it that the go-to thing when Pizzazz can't do it herself is, Daddy, I want to do this. And he's like, how much money is it going to cost? Oh, yeah. Fashion books are really hot right now. Okay, I think I could be convinced to do this. Really? Have you not learned?
Well, the thing is, he's a business guy. He's got to take risks every once in a while. His biggest risk is Pizzazz.
Yeah, I was going to say, his biggest risk is his daughter. He should know better now.
Now... with this episode, as I was watching it, I'm like, wow. They crammed Starbright into one 30-minute episode. I swear, everything that happens here is just a flip-flop of the events of the Starbright three-parter with the Gem movie and the Misfit movie. This is the outside of the director stuff and Eric getting in trouble for firing all those people. This is the exact same plot as what we've already seen in Starbright.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The only thing is there's not all the extras either. It's just them.
Right. And it's just one episode instead of three. But the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. Oh, okay, that,
Yeah.
I'm probably, as much as I like and how cool the idea is of the rock fashion book, and I like how Gem and the Holograms went and did theirs, I'm probably, when we get to the end of the episode of the podcast, I'm probably not going to rate this one so favorably because it is...
Just a repeat?
all as they did was, instead of using a movie and a movie studio and set, they did a fashion book.
Yeah.
And, it's too soon in the series. This is the 15th overall episode out of 65. It's too soon to be reusing plots.
True. Well, that being said, let's see, how much time difference was there between those episodes and this? Because let's see, that was Starbright.
That was Starbright was
in July, and this is in
Yeah.
September. So it's been a couple months. So I guess in a sense they'd be like,
Starbright. Yeah, it's Starbright 1, 2, and 3 were episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah,
So it's
and it was in
basically
July. Yep.
Yeah, 6 episodes ago of the series. Again, way too damn soon to be reusing plots. Nicole, what did you think about the plot in this one?
Like I said, it felt similar, but I didn't think it was as bad as you made it out to be. There's still some
different
some
situations. They didn't have dolphins and stuff.
Yeah, come on. They just about became lunch. That's awesome. That didn't happen in Starbright.
Oh, now we know really what Nicole wants to see.
I want to see a killer whale live up to its name.
Wow.
Sorry. I just wish it was real.
Oh.
Come on, he was in the water with them.
He was
Come
in the
on.
water, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And having that many bodies in the water, they would have gotten excited enough to go, let's go kill something. The come on in, the water's fine seemed to have a little bit more of a rock edge to it. It just seemed like, to me, so when I heard it, it just seems a little bit more rock and roll, and I kind of liked that. So I was like, I had to point that out. I was like, you know what? This is a little bit more rock and roll than what what we normally hear from them. Has a little bit more of a rock edge to it, and I liked that. So I was like, yeah, cool.
Any other thoughts on the plot from either of you?
Poor misfits can't take photos. They can't take their own photos. Sorry. It's like when you have all of the Gem and the Holograms having, people take pictures from lofty heights and do all this stuff, and you're like, they're taking turns. Really? I can just see the selfies.
Well, now, to be fair, as far as the plot goes, the only people that are taking turns are Stormer and Roxy.
True.
It's the first time in 15 episodes, Nicole's about to melt her brain right out of her head in my space. First time in 15 episodes, I actually feel sorry for Roxy because Pizzazz doesn't want to do shit.
See,
That's
she's
her
not
MO
a bad
all the
girl
time.
after all.
Yeah.
I know there's an episode later on that you'll like Roxy.
Oh, Lord.
I think it's in the third season, though.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's get to the hologram moments after this.
Here we are, moving out of the station. Here we go, without a moment's hesitation. Here we come, a brand new sensation. We're doing what we were born to do. Gangway, we're coming through. We're up and running and no one can stop us. We're up and running, nobody can stop us. More than looking good, we're looking stunning. We're up and running. We may have our ups and downs, but we're still better than the rest of the clowns. We're up and running and no one can stop us. We're up and running, nobody can top us. More than looking good, we're looking stunning. We're up and running, we're up and running, we're up and running.
For hologram moments, I do like the idea of a rock fashion book. That is something that so would have been done in the 80s. And I think, with fashion magazines nowadays, I mean, rock stars and and singers and all that are usually on covers on some of those, depending on who you are.
Mostly they have models.
Well, most of them, yes, but I mean, I've seen several musicians and stuff on magazine covers and some fashion magazine covers. So, is this the first time that we learned that water can short out the earrings?
No, we found out that
In China.
From
Yeah.
China.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Of course, she took them off before she got in the water
Yeah.
and still stayed gem, so. Sorry.
Yes.
There are parts when it just doesn't make sense, but it works. So.
Yeah. I love how I laughed so hard when Mr. Gabor basically just shuts Phyllis down. I love that.
Yeah, I have that as my hologram moment too.
Yeah, I wish Howard Sands was around more because he's always that right kind of guy to come into the rescue.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, now that I've seen Iron Man 2 and the Captain America movies, the Howard Sands character so looks like that that Howard Stark, the younger Howard Stark.
That's true.
That must have been the vibe that they were going for.
Maybe. What about you, Nicole, for hologram moments?
Well, basically, my favorite was when Mr. Gabor went after Pizzazz. I'm like, he definitely is a business guy, and he's definitely a father, and he's showing it here. He's not just a guy with a pocketbook that's writing out checks. He's actually showing that he has an opinion that matters. So, yeah, that was like the main hologram moment I had. So.
What about you, Amy?
Well, ever since we did the Little Miss Pink Hair and the sing-alongs, every single time they do a little snarky remark about them, I kind of put it down to the hologram moment because I think they're funny. So I put down no talent turkeys because that was the one that came out of this one. The fact that Rio he saves them is like, he has, when he's not whiplash emotional, at least he does have a purpose. He like I said before, he's there to save the girls most of the time. And then as soon as they get out of the water, Jem does this to him again. Like I said, she is enabler. She's enabling him to be this guy. She says, "Hold me, Jerrica will understand." And then this is the good part, is because Rio actually does not fall for it. He says, right, he does the right thing. He says, "I better get you over to some towels." And I was like, yay! It's like, you tried to trap him, but he did not. You did not succeed. He prevailed. So I had to put that in there. I was like, oh, he had a good moment. Rather than giving into the oh. Huh?
Shut up, Nicole.
And people I know, whales aren't fish. You don't have to email me about that.
And my last one is, I love the fact that, they got part of their investment back when things all turned out in the end. Thank you, Mr. Sands.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Man, Jerrica and Rio have the most unhealthy 80s relationship out of anybody. I mean, they just do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's on,
All
it's
right.
off. It's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. Emotional whiplash.
Pretty much. All right, we are going to get to the Misfit moments after this.
When the darkness enters in, we can change it and add some light. We can change it. When the fears and doubts begin, we can change it and make it right. There is so much we can do. We can change it. We can make it all like new. We can change it. We can change it, rearrange it, and together
Misfit moments for the rock fashion book. Ugh, seriously, they pull the same stunt as in Starbright. Come on, Misfats, get some new ideas.
Well, if they're going to play the same stunts, then Jim and the Holograms should be ready for it, and they're not. So who's the biggest loser?
See it
Huh?
coming. Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, nice.
I will stand up for those misfits because you just hate them.
Oh my god. I made a fat joke and you made an NBC reality TV joke. That's great. The biggest loser. Oh god. What did you have for misfit moments, Nicole?
I had the water parks and our national monuments have some really poor security.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, because with the fact that what they Pizzazz and the Misfits do is like, dude, they could be in jail and facing like federal offenses for that.
Well, they don't do. I mean, okay, so they let everyone like roam around, and then they see one person like Clash, wandering around. Wouldn't they suspect something? No one stops her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big moment, especially the water park. She's just wandering around backstage, in the corridors. She doesn't look like a worker. Clash doesn't.
Oh,
really.
Yeah, now I know what you're. Okay, I was thinking about the fact that they're at the Grand Canyon. There's no security there either. You think that that they wouldn't have had like rangers or somebody kind of overseeing, make sure that they aren't going to like destroy anything or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
So, security in these places, not too great. Especially DC. Really. Okay. And then I didn't care for the stock footage that they used for the bats. That, for some reason, drove me nuts. It's like the bats. It's the same bat face come at you like 3 or 4 times. And they also used a lot of stock footage in their, in Jim and the Holograms music video. And after a while, you're just like, okay, really? Come on. After the 3rd time, no. So those are my 2 biggest complaints.
Amy, what about you?
Let's see here. I have a lot. I just wrote down everything that I said, nah, you can't do that. Okay. Oh, did anyone find that the background music of this episode was excessively loud? Like sometimes I couldn't, like, luckily for me, I was actually wearing my headset, but I remember when I was a kid, there was a couple episodes where that happened, where you could not hear like the lyrics of the people singing or the dialogue because the background music was just like really blaringly loud. But anyhow,
I'm used to loud music. So.
Well, I mean, like it was just like it was so loud that you really had to listen to hear what they were saying. I don't know. Maybe I think
I guess it didn't.
I know that it had a problem at one point, and so I remember when I went and listened to this, like the whole series a couple of months ago, I ran into the episodes. I thought maybe this was the one, but I don't remember. I watched this episode last night too, so it could have been, and I was just like out of it. Let's see here. Jim and the Holograms, they had this fake singing while they were taking pictures with their mouths open as if they're singing while taking photos. I thought that was kind of tacky. I was like, really, ladies? You can't just, just sing. It's not going to be, they're just like,
job.
Oh, it was funny. Let's see here. What else? Oh, I thought it was kind of funny that you'd think that they wouldn't be planning on selling, the rock fashion book at any given time, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
the fact that Mr. Gabor can come in and just buy it outright after,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they had I mean, we're talking about like these people. I'm sure were not over budget on the book. I'm sure they had a budget and all that. You would think that, okay, so for Gabor to come in, he would have had to probably pitch it really high to get them to go, okay, now you're talking, you're giving us some figures or make us like, well, since you're, being that excessive, maybe we should, sell it for this much, because maybe we'll come back afterwards and, Mr. Sands will be able to buy it cheap and still get a profit.
Oh, no. The profit part wasn't on Gabor. No, he was taking the loss.
He took the loss, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, if Gabor is pitching like, $5 million and he's, finding out afterwards that his daughter's, trying to sabotage his own thing, and, he's got to silence all of these, lawyers that are probably going to come after her for all the damage that she's done. Then he sells it really cheap for like maybe $1 million. Well, then they've made like $4 million on this thing. So the profit isn't for Mr. Sands, obviously, but it's like, then for Pizzazz to sit there and lie and say, oh, no, we don't have any pictures. There's nothing. And he, yeah.
So if she would have just destroyed the damn things like they destroy everything else, it would have been, he would have never found out. But she just stood there like a dunce holding them, and he just grabbed them out of her hand.
Maybe she thought she looked good in the photos.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a couple of them in there that she wanted to keep because, hey, I looked really good right here.
Yeah, see? I know that feeling. She posted it up on Facebook.
Again,
why
existed back then?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, I can't even imagine a Gem and the Holograms cartoon today, and how? Oh my God. All right.
Put it up on Facebook. Put it up on Facebook.
We are going to move on to the next episode.
She acts like a queen, if you know what I mean. But she's in for a big surprise. Who is she? She thinks she's the best, but I'm not impressed. And I'm gonna cut her down to size. Who is she? Who is she? Anyway, she ain't so fine. Who is she? Who is she? Anyway, what's she got that's better than mine? Faith and hope and brotherly love is all she talks about. Who is she? I can't cope with all her heart tugging. It makes me want to scream and shout. Who is she? Who is she? Anyway, she ain't so fine. Who is she? Who is she? Anyway, what's she got that's better than mine? Who is she? Anyway, what's she got that's better than mine? Who is she? Anyway, who is she?
All right, up next is Broadway Magic, aired October 4th, 1986. Eric incites greed and scandal by offering a $100,000 reward for anyone who can reveal Jem's real identity, while both groups are in New York City auditioning for the lead roles in a Broadway producer's new show. Note: Decompose from the Inhumanoids makes a cameo in one of the television sets at an electronics store when Eric Raymond did a televised press conference.
Really? Oh.
Yep. The featured songs in this episode: Who Is She Anyway by the Misfits, Can't Get My Love Together, Gem and the Holograms, and Broadway Magic, Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah, Gem, the reason why you can't get your love together is you keep on screwing with Rio.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe if you get your multiple personalities together, and maybe his, you guys could have a relationship. This is really an unhealthy relationship.
It
He's
is
got multiple
so.
personalities, and
Yeah.
he's bipolar. So it's really not. Yeah, yeah.
Could you say that maybe they're meant for each other?
The sad thing is I keep flashing to the fact that if Rio was a little bit more evil and psychotic, he could be the Joker and Jim could be Harley.
That's awesome.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Broadway Magic, it was like, I thought the song was going to be different than what it actually is. I thought I was really going to like the song Broadway Magic by Jerrica and Holograms, and honestly, I didn't quite care for it. As far as the overall plot to the episode, again, we're 16 episodes into the series now, and I understand the whole point of this series is to have Gem and the Holograms and the Misfits go at each other and, get one up on one another and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but I don't know, this one just didn't hold my interest as far as the overall plot. What about you, Amy? Thoughts on the plot?
Well, I think that this guy, Bob Merritt, is a flake.
Yeah.
And their whole show was just that song. So
yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah, I can get it because like they're putting them all in music situations where they're doing different things, and then they're upstage one another. Well, Gem and the Holograms don't really try to upstage, the Misfits. They're just always better than they are because that's how the show is going to be run. But I would think that, Broadway, it's a hit or miss type of thing too anyhow, but this guy, I have a hard time believing that he's actually really famous and that he actually, does Broadway hits, especially when he says something like, a musical without, I know what my problem is. I'm trying to write a musical without it being a musical. I was like, dude.
Well, in all fairness, there's plenty of Hollywood directors and producers and writers that make movies without plots.
True.
So why not?
Michael Bay, we're looking at you.
He usually has half a plot. He just doesn't finish it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a half a plot, but it's a half a thought.
It's about.
So
It's
you
about as
add all
holy as
4
Swiss
of those
cheese,
$1
but-
billion movies together, and they're an entire plot.
There you go.
Yeah, actually, that would be kind of, insane, but he would do something like that, wouldn't he?
Yes,
Stop
he
giving him
probably would.
ideas. He doesn't need to make a longer movie. Holy heck. Make one that's 24 hours long. The rest of us will just, die in our sleep. Oh, good times, though. But yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out about this episode specifically is this is the first time we get the doing the right thing makes you a superstar moment.
Yep, this is the first episode to use a PSA at the end.
Yeah, PSA.
Public service announcement.
Oh, gotcha. All right. I was like, you and your acronyms.
No,
You
it's
said
not
PSA,
just
and I thought
a-
is a piece of. No, not that.
Every G.I. Joe had PSAs.
Yes.
He-Man has PSAs.
But-
Transformers had PSAs.
Yes, but they had it from the very beginning, and
Yeah, that's-
these guys are just kind of throwing it in randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I
Makes
found
you
it
a
interesting.
superstar.
Yes, that does. Oh Lord, Nicole, thoughts on the plot?
I actually had a lot of fun with this, just because there's and I'll go into it with my hologram moments. I've recreated this whole plot in my head.
Oh no!
I'll just
gonna be
put it
rich.
out because you guys are talking. You already made a comic book reference about Harley and the Joker. Well, personally, I think Bob Merritt is Doc Ock. Tried to be this guy. Look at him. He kind of looks like Doc Ock, but he has no clue when it comes to this whole other industry that's not science. So I've just pictured it. This is Doc Ock trying to go good.
So basically, what you're saying is Merrick is Superior Spider-Man.
Basically, yes. And he will be hitting on Aunt May shortly.
Wow.
Forgot that happened.
And again, I'm going to point this out because, like, Jerrica and Jem keep doing this. She overreacts on Rio, so it's like they're almost
Yep.
a flip side of each other. Seriously.
That was one of my misfit moments. Yep.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I enjoy it because I have this whole other story in my head. Maybe I need to have, maybe I need to go to therapy with Jem and Jerrica. I have multiple personalities running around in my head too. So
All I can think of is
It's their
Nicole.
fault. They started first. Sorry.
Nicole, you've turned into Thundercracker.
nice.
She's already got a
thinking, right?
buster too.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got a couple busters.
Oh
And
my God.
I may have some fanfic. I love television, and I approve this message.
We'll be right back with hologram moments after this. Oh crap.
Can't get my love together, no matter how I try. Can't get my love together, don't know the reason why. Can't get my love together, can't make the pieces fit. Can't get my love together, can't make sense of it. Why do I keep going in two directions at once? Seems like I keep fighting a war on two different fronts. Can't get my love together, how I wish I could. Can't get my love together, but once my love's together, I know we'll be together for good. Can't get my love together, but once my love's together, I know we'll be together for good.
All right. It is hologram moments time for Broadway Magic. No wonder they bring in Jetta later, because Stormer is such a big softie. I mean, she has been since the very first arc of this series. Like, she's not as bad as Roxy and Pizzazz. She really
Well, no.
isn't.
I've got, because she's not like a misfit, but she's got talent. That's why she's in the band.
Mm.
She's probably the only talent in the band.
Oh, come on.
As far as musically, she's probably the only talent in the band.
She's the only one that we're talking about. Stormer, right?
Stormer, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, Pizzazz wasn't taking the spotlight the whole time.
Yeah. I thought it was a really cool action sequence for Jim, between skateboarding in high heels to running through the building and then hang gliding. I thought that was great. And Amy already mentioned the public service announcements. I did make a note of that. I don't know why. We'll have to ask Christy Marks when we get her on why it took them X number of episodes to actually do PSAs.
That's a good question, yeah.
Amy, what are your hologram moments?
Oh, I thought it was really funny. Pizzazz and the Misfits are like all outraged. You know, they're like outraged when they don't get picked. It says, "We are better than these losers." And I thought, well, yeah, while you're wearing Shayna's designs. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like, okay, yeah, you're better than those losers, but you're wearing Shayna's designs on your clothing. Really? Oh, it's good times. I love the Mama Pama Bama lady. It was an outrageous name. It's like, and she makes herself fall asleep. It's great. The gem switcheroo with the dude's face. That was totally messed up, but it was smart, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I would have never expected to see that coming. That was, yeah.
Talk about, multiple personality disorder. The sad thing is that she did that trick in front of him, so he kind of knows that she's got some sort of either special powers or she's got something that makes her able to do stuff like that. But will anybody ever believe him? Probably not.
No.
Oh goodness! So those were my misfit or my hologram moments, not my misfit moments. Yeah.
Well, this comes later. What about you, Nicole?
My hologram moments. Okay, I've got a small list here. First of all, Stormer's the smart one for once. She's the one that brings to everyone's attention. No one knows who this person was before.
Yeah.
And so that starts this major snowball. And
Yeah, but we didn't even know who any of the rest of them are before this either. Like Stormer.
yeah, but she
And
probably could. They could.
Roxy?
They could.
We
I mean,
learned more about
they.
it.
Well, like no, but Stormer. What she's saying is they knew all about the other Starlight, the Starlight House, and Jerrica, and all those. So who's this gem gal? You know. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Through this whole episode, Eric Raymond has devil horns in his hair. It's just the animation. He's got like these teeny horns through the way that his hair is, and I love it. I already talked about my Doc Ock scenario. Yeah, the whole Gem going around on the skateboard, being awesome as it is. Oh, Gem needs, if she doesn't work out well as a rock star, she could always do search and rescue, as she was able to turn off the fire hose and save.
Or she'd be great as a stunt double.
Yeah, there you go. And let's see. Okay, we got the face switching. Another like little thundercracker moment was when Pizzazz was writing her love letter. I love that part. Her over dramatized, she just falls in the beanbag. I love that. Oh my gosh.
I think
awesome.
in a previous life, that's what she did, is wrote love letters.
So, yeah, those are my hologram moments. What about you, Mike?
I already mentioned them. The action sequence, and
Oh, yes.
no wonder they bring in Jeddah later, because Jeddah is way more badass than Stormer ever could hope to be. All right, we're gonna get to the misfit moments. Wait, what? Huh?
Oh, never mind.
You went, didn't you?
My bad.
Yeah, you went. All right, so now that everyone's gotten their hologram moments out of the way, we are going to take a little intermission and go to the misfit moments for this episode after this.
Frantic rehearsals, opening nights, strike up the band, bring out the lights, a little Broadway magic tonight. Broadway magic, finger snapping, Broadway magic, toe tapping, Broadway magic. Singers and dancers stepping in time, music you hum, lyrics that rhyme, a little Broadway magic tonight. Broadway magic, finger snapping, Broadway magic, toe tapping, Broadway magic, thigh slapping, Broadway magic, hand clapping, Broadway magic. Show stopping numbers, this could be it. Add it all up, you have a hit, a little Broadway magic, nothing like Broadway magic. Bring on the Broadway magic tonight. Broadway magic, finger snapping, Broadway magic, toe tapping, Broadway magic tonight.
Now it is time for the misfit moments. Amy, ladies first.
Okay, so misfit moment. I thought that it was really good that Rio finally thinks about the fact that it's like, I wonder if Jerrica is hiding something from me. He's already been down this path once before. Why it's a misfit moment is the fact that he only thinks about it, and that's about it. It's just like he muses about it for like 2 seconds, and then woo, we're gone. We're moving on. Really? Roxy is like a little kid when she, she puts the sound stuff in, and then everybody comes in, and Gem is there trying to turn it off, and she's like, she did it. I was like, really? That's such a cheap shot. And it's like a little kid, like my kids do this all the time. It was brilliant, but it's definitely a misfit moment. The misfits start getting teary-eyed over, I can't get my love together. And I thought, really?
hey, maybe they're not loved. Maybe that's their problem.
Oh, it's like
They
Jem
need
has
love.
this special power. It's in her voice. The minute she starts singing, they're like, oh. They forget that they're misfits. Yeah, it's
They
funny.
still have
but-
hearts.
Yeah, but I just don't think they'd be so obvious about it because it's like, hey, we're going to show that these guys are like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Anytime they ever get teary-eyed, like, it's usually because Jem is singing, and I'm like, does she have this musical power over them or something?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Aside from that, once I said that, Rio says, I wonder if she's hiding something from me. Then later in the episode, he figures it out that Jerrica and Jem are the same person. And then she turns around and undoes that belief. Like I said, it's like, these two
But you gotta remember, Synergy told her that no one can know.
Yes, but it's just...
Yeah, but it's Rio, for crap's sake. Rio's not gonna tell anybody.
I think secretly that Jerrica is loving this because she's mental.
Oh.
Exactly. They're both mental. And Synergy is like the crack that they can't get away from. Because she's providing the drugs.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good name for like a street drug. Synergy. I need some more Synergy.
Oh no.
Oh god. Amy just turned Synergy into a crack whore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Unintended consequences. There you go.
Yeah.
Also, I thought it was really odd that Jem, she gets a really quick letter delivery. In one scene, we see her, Jerrica, doing one thing, and because the audience knows that Jerrica is Jem. She was off being Jerrica, now she's off being Jem, and she gets a really quick letter delivery, which gets her stuck. It just seemed like the transition was so incredibly quick and fast. I was like, and then as Pizzazz is leaving the Liberty Tower where the Statue of Liberty is, she tells the guy that oh no, there's nobody else behind me, and he takes her word for it. It's like, dude, it's your job to go up there and double check. You just take some random woman that's walking out of there. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm done.
She's in the maintenance uniform, even though she's got crazy hair and funky makeup.
Yeah,
she's still got the uniform on.
I think I would I didn't catch that. I thought she was in her regular outfit.
No, she was in a blue jumper maintenance outfit.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she had some sort
But
of jumper
still,
on.
it was just like,
you could still see the green hair and the ugly ass purple streaks on her face.
Yeah, the makeup on and everything, and it was weird. Just weird that he didn't just go do his job and, run a last check.
I've never seen this coworker before.
Yeah. There could be somebody hiding and they just didn't do a thorough job. It's his job to lock it down and, anyhow. Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that, Jem runs along. It's like, they're like, hey, do you even know how to fly that thing? She's like, I don't know how to fly this thing, but I'm going to learn fast. I was like, she doesn't have a safety line on. She just takes it and runs off. I was like, dude, what if she lost her, grip on it and fell to her death?
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I wanted to put here is Eric is like, once they get, they're sure they get this win or whatever, and he's like, he's like, oh, it'll be just a little matter of time now until I get Starlight Music back in no time. And like going, really? If the governing board of that organization is dumb enough to hire you again, then maybe. But seriously, why don't you go back to Misfit Music, because that's where you were had maybe a little bit of a chance, because hey, Misfit Music is owned by Gabor, and I'm sure that Pizzazz could just say, Daddy, I want Eric to be in charge, and he would probably do it.
Yep.
Oh, Eric. Yeah. Mr. Raymond, he's so full of himself. Anyhow, that's it. Those are all my Misfit moments.
Nicole?
Let's see. Oh, the missing earring. Okay, so Jem's stuck up in the Liberty Crown, right? She throws her earring down, and then the next time you see her, she has both her earrings back
She
in.
climbed out on.
She did.
You know, got it.
She did get out, and she
I
probably
know,
picked it up.
but when she was in the elevator going down, she still had both her earrings in. The
And she
earring
threw it out.
Yeah,
Didn't
she
she
threw it out.
It stayed on top of the crown, right? Or did it actually fall
No.
down? I can't.
No, it fell down to where the guys were.
It didn't get damaged.
Yeah, and so when
Yeah.
the guys went to come pick her up, she had her earrings both her earrings still in.
It was a
That's
hologram.
probably.
Yep.
The
There you go.
earring was a
Hey,
hologram. That's-
that works. Again, Jerrica to Gem moments and vice versa. I gotta go switch over to being Gem. I'm gonna go into this obvious area where out in the middle of the floor. Why don't you go like in a corner or somewhere? I don't get these moments where she decides to change. Let's see.
Where's
My other.
Jerrica? Oh, I think I can go find her. No one else
Yeah.
ever notices this and calls her out on it. It's like, why is it that you always leave and then Jerrica comes back? Or why does Jerrica always leave and then Jem comes back? What is up with that?
Exactly, and the whole Jerrica acts like Rio in her bedroom. You don't trust me. It's just like you're trying to find out who Jam is. I'm like, oh no, not you two. The disease is spreading. Stop it. Those were my misfit moments.
For me, this whole Eric creating the $100,000 bounty is all Rio's fault because, Rio starts complaining that Jerrica might be hiding something, which we already mentioned, and then Stormer starts asking all these questions about Jem, which prompts Eric to put the bounty on Jem's head, and, dang, Rio, look what you started with your doubting nature, and...
I blame Rio for all my problems.
They need to change the title of this episode. It's not Broadway Magic. It's Gem Obsession Alert. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
But you know how she fixes the whole thing? It was great. Let's have a feel-good message. I just like to have my privacy. I don't think people really care about your privacy. If they got $1 million, they're going to be like, you know what? Screw your privacy.
Yeah, that's one thing, like TMZ has taught me. There's no such thing as privacy if you're a public person.
The paparazzi care nothing about privacy.
Nope.
Mm.
And then one of the dumbest moments out of the entire series comes from Nicole's favorite character.
No. I know what you're gonna say.
Amy, you had a problem with Roxy blaming Jim. Screw that noise. I have a problem with Roxy turning away from Jerrica and nearly finding out she doesn't find out the secret. She doesn't. Seriously? Oh,
yeah. It was, that almost moment.
But again, she doesn't care about Jerrica. She's wanting to find out who Jem is.
She just wanted to make Misfit.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's like, it's just Jerrica. Ugh. Who cares about her? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to cause Misfit.
Well, if she had said, okay, which she did kind of say, what is she up to? And then she's like, oh, I don't care. If she had actually cared for another second, she would have found out that Jerrica is Jem and vice versa. And it's like, oh my God.
So
yet
close,
again,
but yet so far away.
Mm-hmm. Yet again, the same plot twists with being understudies, just like in Starbright, because they were the understudies on the film. Rio, you idiot. At the same time, Jerrica shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. Like, she didn't even give him a chance to explain why he was in her room.
That's why I say she enables his behavior.
Yes. This is the smallest of nitpicks. This isn't really like a moment that I disliked, but how is the exact same cab driver at the Statue of Liberty waiting, just waiting around?
She's a stalker, man. She's a stalker. Maybe she doesn't get much business because her driving skills are horrendous.
Maybe.
People are scared to get in the van or the car with her. Like, not that crazy woman again. No way.
Yeah. All right, we are going to move on to the final episode of the day after this.
On the radio, soft and sweet and low. I don't know what to do. Melody playing, and it makes me think of you. There's a melody playing, and I sing along. There's a melody playing, and it's going strong. There's a melody playing, I leave the world behind. There's a melody playing, and I've got you on my mind. Every time you're near, there's a melody playing gently in my ear. There's music in the skies above, and they tell me I'm in love. Tell me I'm in love. There's a melody playing on the radio. There's a melody playing, soft and sweet and low. There's a melody playing, don't know what to do. There's a melody playing, and it makes me think of you. Melody playing in the skies above. There's a melody playing, I'm in love. There's a melody playing, I'm in love. There's a melody playing, I'm in love.
Finally up today is In Search of the Stolen Album. The air date was October 11th, 1986. As Gem and the Holograms prepare to release their debut album, Eric hires Zipper to steal it so the Misfits can use the material for themselves. Pizzazz sends the Holograms anonymous letters with clues that will supposedly lead them into the stolen album, but lead them to danger instead. Dun dun dun. Note, both songs used the same backing track for There's a Melody in Playing and There Ain't Nobody Better. It's the same backing track on both songs because the Misfits were trying to steal There's a Melody Playing.
Yeah.
So that's that. I would have liked to see this episode end on them. I mean, I believe it ends on them getting the album done.
Yeah, and then getting, tons and tons of reviews of saying, you guys rock! We love
Right, but I would have actually liked to see the product. Like, so far in this series, these women, these Gem and the Holograms, they are doing all the work themselves for their music. You would think that they would at least have, 100, 200 copies of their own album.
Yeah.
Laying around for signatures or something or other, Overall, I like this episode. There aren't too many things wrong with the plot, if anything, honestly. It was a very solid episode for me. What about you, Amy?
Oh, well, you talked about the last ones kind of being a repeat plot. It's like this almost kind of is like the China one, the China adventure, to be honest, because, they have to go find something that they've lost. Mm-hmm. And, they of course, they make it into a scavenger hunt. But, it's kind of doing exactly the same thing that just minus the scavenger hunt half. Mm-hmm. So...
And clearly they wanted to portray Pizzazz as a serial killer in this episode, because only serial killers and psychopaths use the blocked out letters for notes.
Oh, yes.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to give her credit. She actually came up with rhymes and good clues. So,
and she was kind of witty about it to a point.
Yeah. Give her credit where credit's due, man.
If she really was sneaky, though, she wouldn't have used anything that was attached to her family.
Yep.
The Gabors.
Yep.
I mean, granted, that was back in the day before Google and, all of the public being able to find everything so quickly and easily, like, the way that they use Synergy as Google in this one. First Synergy's a drug, now she's Google.
She's a search engine for drugs.
You heard it here on this podcast, this episode, man.
Yeah. What about you, Nicole, for the plot?
I thought it, again, it's not without its flaws, but it was kind of fun. Try try to see them figuring out the clues and stuff. Again, it felt like a reused a plot line, but it changed it up. It changed it up. I had fun with it. Like I said, you got to give the Misfits credit. They came up with some clever stuff. You know what? If they don't work out as rock stars, maybe they could do murder mystery theater. I don't know. It's an option. So.
Well, then they also come up with another good idea in this one. As soon as the bad stuff is happening, they say, "Hey, we got to get out of town," and they're like, "Where would the Misfits go?" And I have to say, I think they would go to Vegas.
Oh, Lord. The Misfits in Vegas would not be a good combination.
It kind of looks like that's where they go. I mean, Roxy's like on a pool, up on the pool, and they're at a poolside thing. Yeah. I would see them in Vegas, like big,
Mm-hmm.
Pizzazz would pay for everything, and they'd go and have a relaxing time and, have fun. Just,
yeah. All right, we are going to hit the hologram moments after this.
Coming down the pipe, there ain't nobody better. They're all alike, there ain't nobody better. Do you read me loud and clear? There ain't nobody better than the girl who's standing here. There ain't nobody better. Waiting round the bend, there ain't nobody better. On the living end, there ain't nobody better. Am I coming through? There ain't nobody better than the girl you're talking to. I'm above the rest, baby, I'm the best. There ain't never gonna be nobody who's as good for you as me. Who's as good for you as me? Me. There ain't nobody better. Coming down the pipe, there ain't nobody better. They're all alike, there ain't nobody better. Do you hear me loud and clear? There ain't nobody better than the girl who's standing here. There ain't nobody better. There ain't nobody better. Can you hear me? There ain't nobody better. Don't you love what you see? There ain't nobody better. I'm the best. There ain't nobody better than me.
All right, for hologram moments. Even though it is similar to the Adventure in China, I like the scavenger hunt for the album thing. I thought that was kind of cool.
Well,
I
he had
think
some
it worked
really
out a
good
lot
things that
better.
happened. Yeah, some really good things happened out of it. I don't know where they came up with this name, but the Chibet. That was
Chibet.
just something about it, just really kind of funny. But it's cute. But the other thing that I wanted to bring up here, because I brought it up before we started the show, is the music coming out of the club where they find Chibet, their first clue. It sounds like a little theme music from Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." It's like you get about a minute and 30 seconds into the song, the Dire Straits song, and it's the same thing. So if anybody's out there, go Google it, go put it on YouTube, find out. It sounds exactly the same.
Interesting.
Yep.
Let's check it out.
Not a lot of Rio in this episode. Nicole must be happy.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
And yet another PSA. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Doing the right thing makes you a superstar.
Woohoo!
They had to have some sort of shtick. Some sort of shtick. Wow, I can't talk now.
How now, brown cow?
Brown, how now, cow?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Amy, hologram moments for the Stolen album.
I thought it was cool. Yeah, every once in a while, I like to highlight the other, holograms that they can actually sing. And Aja finally gets a little solo moment in there.
She
Yes,
does.
I
was
had that,
like,
I had
oh,
that for
cool.
me too.
I was
But
like,
they can
oh,
play
she's
the
the
shit
alto.
flat.
Well, I think she was more the alto backup, alto. Anyhow, I thought it was like, hey, there you go. When she's not driving crazy, she actually can, sing a little bit. Eric is finally getting what he deserves with the new low rent office. Woohoo!
Oh, that was awesome.
And yes, Matilda totally rocks. she's the housekeeper of the Misfits, and she's just as ornery as the rest of them.
I love it. Go away.
Oh. Though I like the fact that when they get ready to record, and the guy says, "All right, is this something about something about baby?" They called her. He calls her, "Hey, hit it, baby," and they're like, "We're not your babies, Buster." I love that. I thought it was cute. And yeah. I love the fact that in the end, the holograms, because they use Synergy as their Google machine, they are able to find out where where their track is, and they do their own switcheroo back to them. And now they're, in their moment to shine, they only find out that what they've recorded is how to say things in French.
Biblioteca.
Yeah. Pizzazz has a complete and total meltdown at that point.
Yeah. What about you, Nicole?
Aja, being able to hear Aja sing, that was really cool. That was one of my moments. But another Aja moment, she was actually enjoying the scavenger hunt. When she found that one clue, she's like, "Yay!" And I'm just like, I like that she's liking this. Jerrica was being a pain in the butt. Yeah. Oh no, she made the best of the moment, and I really like that. Amy mentioned Pizzazz's little insult back to the recording booth. Love that. I'm not your baby.
I'm not your babies, Buster.
You tell him, man. That's awesome. Yeah, those are my 3 hologram moments.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Misfit moments after this.
Who cares about Jem and the Jerks?
For the Misfit moments, I wrote this down, and let me just go ahead and say this entire thing before I really kind of explain it away. So tell me, they say that Eric says they need to make money. They need to find a way to make money to make Phyllis's dad happy and fine and allow them to do whatever they want to. So how is stealing the holograms master tape going to make the Misfits money? Besides what they do with it as far as sampling and going over top of it with their own music. The Eric and the Misfits, they just take the hardest road.
Because it seems at first like it's easy. Oh, we'll just steal somebody else's work and plagiarize it and make our own stuff. But, because that would require us to not work. But in the end, it actually requires them a whole heck of a lot more work. Mm-hmm. And it'd just be better if you just, hey, you guys have talent, use it. Come out with your own.
Talent, in air quotes, talent. Oh, Lord. But yeah, what do you got, Amy?
From my Misfit moments?
Yep.
Okay, so Tim, he loses the master tape. Why didn't they have a backup? Or better yet, why didn't Tim take it home? Granted, I'm sure that they're just one of the many clients that they have and all that stuff. But it's like, really? Did you just forget to lock the door? Because, when they said, oh, we can't figure out how they broke in. It's like, yeah, because you forgot to lock the door, you dummy.
You numbnuts.
Oh. I thought it was kind of interesting, and maybe I'm just jumping the gun a little bit here, but how is it the Misfits are getting a hit before it's released? Are they thinking, oh, we have an instant hit? I was kind of confused at that point. So I was like, huh? They have a hit? How do they have a hit? They haven't even had a chance to publish it? And then I thought, well, if that's the case, then, have Jem and the Holograms been out of touch with the scavenger hunt, that they haven't been up with the music world to know that they've got a hit? I was a little confused. Maybe they were just celebrating too soon. And then the 30 paces. Oh, look, it's that 30 paces away is just right over there next to that net. Because 30 paces are so easy to ballpark, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. I thought it was funny. Just little things mostly, but yeah.
What about you, Nicole?
Okay, the whole music. Okay, this is what I don't get, because we just had a episode about them going to the music awards and stuff, and then they're showing that this is the first time they've ever cut an album.
Yeah.
How is it that this is their first album? That's what I don't get. Maybe if it's their sophomore album, I could understand. But how is this their first album? Kind of. I understand there's like singles out there and stuff, but it's been going on for a while. Why didn't they collaborate? Yeah, that's where my confusion lies. Is
I think for me, this was done in the age of these, like, nowadays. I mean, sure, bands and artists still release singles, but singles aren't as popular now as they were 30 years ago. I mean, you would go to a Sam Goody or a Music Land or, a Record Town or, some sort of off-the-wall music store, and just buy the singles for that song. That's why those single songs are that popular. And I think with them incorporating the music video aspect of it, if only Lindsay's show was on MTV or something, you know what I mean? Like, they could have really worked the MTV angle with the videos if Lindsay's show was attached to MTV at the time.
Yeah, that's just where I got confused. I'm like, wait, this is their first album? Where's all these music that they're doing? They just have a bunch of singles out there. Yeah, so that was my kind of moment. Like, I don't know about that. Another misfit moment I had is how they treated the out of town local. Okay, howdy is not a horrible word, people. I use it daily. Okay, that hurt. Did they just really say howdy? I say howdy all the time.
Oh, and the
Shut
fact
it.
that they just have to get right outside of the city limits and suddenly they're out in Bumpkin Town.
Exactly.
Suddenly they're in eastern Kentucky.
Or better yet, a little podunk town out in the middle of Texas.
There you go.
Or a place called Nothing, Arizona, where there's nothing but a gas station, which is called Nothing.
Or my hometown, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's true. Okay. And the other thing,
it's south of Michael Jordan, so,
So my last one was, okay, so they're talking to Synergy, and then she talks to her earrings to change her back into Gem. I'm like, why don't you just ask her? She's right in front of you. You don't have to talk to your earrings. That was like one of my moments, like, what? Why don't you just say to her? Yeah, those were my moments.
Because the Synergy was a hologram too, because the real Synergy is a big box.
I know, but still, she was right in front of her. Why would you talk to her earrings when it's right in front of you? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
That was one of my moments. That's, again, my
like,
weirdness.
Hey, hologram, while you're here, could you change back into Gem?
Exactly. So, those were my moments.
All right, we are going to take a quick break and come back to close the show with ratings after this.
Gem will be right back after these messages.
Pixels in the Animation is the Geekcast Radio Network's video game cartoon review show. We are covering every episode of 9 different video game cartoons. Join TV's Mr. Neil and myself, TFG and Mike, as we trek through multiple Mario tunes, Zelda, Captain N, Mega Man, Sonic, and we are also driving through Donkey Kong Country. Pixels in the Animation is 100 episodes of video game cartoon goodness, so tune in to help us find the Pixels in the Animation, which you can find every Wednesday on iTunes and www.geekcastradio.com.
Ah, brave new world that has such putzes in it. You know, kids, a lot has changed while your old Uncle Joker's been away. New Gotham, new rules, even a new Batman.
It isn't 65 years in the future, but Legends of the Dark Knight has gone beyond. Batman Beyond, that is.
Ah, the new boy. Ears are too long and I miss the cape, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Join Steve and Mike as they delve into the remaining episodes of the podcast, where they'll cover Batman Beyond, products, games, and more. Check it out only on GeekCastRadio.com.
Emerging from the dark humor that was the Beast Unleashed podcast, Steve Megatron, TFG and Mike, Pecan Court Michael, and the Cybertronian correspondent Optimus Solo move on to Transformers Animated with Transformation Animation Podcast. 20 episodes covering all 3 seasons of the cartoon, the books, and the awesome toy line. We will also have cast and crew interviews, so get tapped with GCRN's next Transformers franchise podcast, Transformation Animation Podcast, available on iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Get your tap on.
Decepticons, transform and rise up.
And now, back to Gem.
Alright, we are back on Showtime Synergy. Amy, what are you going to rate the first episode, the Rock Fashion Book?
Rock Fashion Book. Well, since we're on the kick of reusing stuff, I think I'm just going to go rate it a 3 because, I don't know, just, yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Yeah, but I'm just going to give it an average score because they just used the same plot over again.
What about you, Nicole?
I agree. It was fun. Still wanted to see Rio be fish food, but but overall it was fun. It was fun.
So your requirements for a 5 is an instant fish food of Rio.
That would give me 6 out of 5 stars. Okay, if that ever happened. So,
Oh Lord,
yeah, 3.
you hate Rio as much as you love Cyclonus. Wow.
This would be true.
The Rock Fashion Book, I love the idea of that kind of merchandising, doing a Rock Fashion Book, but the fact that it is a basic rehash of Starbright, I gotta give it a 2.
Ooh.
I just can't recommend the plot overall. It just isn't. It's a direct copy. Sure, little things here and there are, moved around and changed for the plot for the Rock Fashion Book, but I saw too much of Starbright in it to think, oh wow, they took a 90, technically Starbright is 3 episodes, so a 90-minute episode, and scrunched it down into 23 minutes. And just no. What about the second episode, Broadway Magic, Amy?
Again, I'm going to go with a 3 with this one as well. I can't think of a really good reason. I don't know why. I just rated it 3 too, but I don't remember why. Probably just because there were just so many outrageous things that happened. It was still fun. I still had fun with it, so I was just like, well, it's not... I can't give it anything lower because I thought it was better than that, but I can't give it anything higher, so I'll just give it a 3.
Nicole?
I'm going to give it a 3.5 just because of Jem's awesome, mad skateboarding skills. She's got talent, that girl. She's hanging with the young crowd. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And for me, I'm going to give it a 4 simply for that reason. In Search of the Stolen Album, what are we going to give that one, Amy?
Well, like you said, even though we have another instance where it feels like they've reused a plot, but they've changed it, tweaked it a little bit, I still felt like for some reason, I really enjoyed this one more. I don't know why. So I'm giving it a 3.5.
Okay. What about you, Nicole?
See, I know this is going to come out weird. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I still enjoyed it, but there's just so many things that went wrong with it. And that kind of bothered me, even though I still enjoyed it. So, right down the middle. Right smack down the middle, 2.5.
Yeah. I wish that the Misfits and Eric would put a little more work into their music than to be adversaries for Jim and the Holograms. I get that's the point of the overall series. They are adversaries to each other, but as we already said in this episode, if they would just try a little harder, put a little bit of work into it, maybe they would get the accolades that they believe they so richly deserve. For me, I'm going to give it a 2. As much as I love the scavenger hunt aspect, it does not have them showing us the album after it's supposedly released, and it ends so abruptly that I was left with, wait, that's it? Give me more, damn it. So, alright, that's going to do it for this episode of Showtime Synergy. Thank you for joining us. There's always get in contact with us, leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on this and all of our other episode posts. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio is the core Twitter. Mine is TFU and Mike. Amy, what is your Twitter?
Lady of Rec. You can find me online at Twitter, Lady of Rec. Woohoo!
I love how she repeats me like anyway.
Sorry. Just
Nicole, Twitter.
I'm being odd.
I'm Beatles Diva.
That's a
Beatles like
change.
band, not the bug. That's me.
Alright, become a fan on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show we're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. There is a 5 to 10 minute time limit.
Don't prank call us.
Had you get in touch with me, I could give you Amy's personal cell phone number. You could leave a long message.
Thanks.
Wow. Okay.
You better think, Mike. You're next.
Right.
Now that we've completely destroyed your jive, right?
Thankfully, I don't have a cell phone.
I have your number, though.
We have your email.
Yeah, it's 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoy this latest episode of Showtime Synergy, and wish you'll join us next time when we will be reviewing the next 2 episodes of Gem and the Holograms, Season 1, those being Hot Time in Hawaii. I almost said Hot Tub Time Machine. And The Princess and the Singer. For now, I am M with...
Amy!
Oh, your worst nightmare. Don't even think about it.
Tune in next time and help us get truly outrageous with Showtime Synergy.
Show's over, Synergy.
Me and my friends are Jam Girls. Jam is my name. Exciting adventure, fashion, and fame. Once you're a Jam Girl, you're never the same. Come on and be a Jam Girl. Jam is my name. Me and my friends are Jam Girls. Jam is my name. Truly outrageous, that's a Jam Girl. Glamour, fashion, and fame. Exciting adventure, fashion, and fame. Once you're a Jam Girl, you're never the same. Come on and be a Jam Girl. Jam is my name. Jam.
Tune in next time and help us get truly outrageous with Showtime Synergy.
Wait, don't stop the
Aloha.
recording yet. Did you click it?
No.
Okay, good, because I have something else I thought maybe we could put in the outtakes. Because I didn't realize this until I looked at, sometimes I write kind of funny things down. I did notice something in the search of the stolen album. Jem might be, practicing for her, for a different job, because as she's wrapping up melody playing, she kind of wraps around her microphone, and I was like, wow, she'd make a good pole dancer.
Oh, I gotta go back and screen cap that.
So I'm gonna go check that out.
So let's see. We have Shayna sitting on Ashley. We have Ashley kissing some strange girl. We have I don't know. Oh,
If you
damn.
ever want to if you ever want to give up the singing career, you could be a pole dancer.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It's like, I gotta put that in there, man. Gotta put it in there.
Awesome sauce.
The good girl vibe gone wrong.
She wants to be a
She's
misfit.
practicing for Rio.
Oh, God. Like he has a pole to dance on. That guy is smooth out there.
That's so wrong. Oh my God, I can't believe you said
He's as smooth as a Ken doll down there. What did I say? What?
TFG and Mike, the Geekcast Radio Network, and all those subsidies are not responsible for anything Nicole Hailstorm says on this podcast.
You can't be responsible for what we say after midnight, right?
It's always after midnight. It's always after midnight.
Nicole. I apologize for being the one that started the whole pole dancer thing. Oh, gosh.
Oh my God.
Well, if you're going to go out, you might as go out with a good laugh. There you go.